Round 6 of the AFL is over and I have had a pretty decent week again. However, I could do with you guys not doing so well next week, please, because I need to climb that ladder. Let's recap what happened in round 6, and I did not have the best start. I don't know why I keep backing Fremantle. I predicted them to do well at the start in the overall league, and they've just consistently let me down. However, 72% did think that Fremantle would win. They did not. I did them to win by 10. They actually lost by 49. They are doing me over and I must stop predicting them to win. Good win by the Bulldogs. They really, really needed that, so congrats to them. Next, most people got this one right. Port Adelaide versus West Coast Eagles. 97% of people predicted Port to win. So it was really all a shame on those who thought West Coast would win. So it's all about on who got closest on the match point. We did have people who predicted a 40 win. I did 30, so I do get an extra point for the closest result. I was off by 10, so a good result for Port, smashing West Coast like every team seems to be doing. Next up on the Saturday, we had the Giants versus the Lions. I predicted, actually, I am surprised that it was such a high percentage of people. 92% thought that Lions were going to win and only 8% thought Giants. I still think that was, I thought that it wouldn't be as dramatic as that on percentage-wise. But if you voted for Brisbane, you were a winner. I did them by 30. They actually won by 21. So I get another close score point as well. Get in. Not bad so far. Then, oh, Jesus Christ. This is embarrassing. I can say no one got an extra point for being close because no one saw the Swans losing by 93 points. Ouch. I did Swans to win by 10. I thought it would be a close game. And I have to back them because they're my team. But Swans were awful. Again against Cats. It was a replay. I was thinking after the defeat that we suffered in the grand final, we might be able to turn it around, use that as a sort of a mental point that we cannot let that happen again. However, we have someone in charge in the form of Longmire who has no idea how to get out of situations like this. I would get rid of him. That's just my opinion. He sits up on that balcony. He does nothing to influence his team. He should be down at the ground screaming at his players and instructing. Don't give me this, oh, he telephones people. No, he is the head coach. He is the manager. He is the one in charge, and he has done a shocking job, in my opinion, of course. So the Cats win. Well done for those who voted for the Cats. There's my rant over. Next, Sunday's game. Hawthorn versus Adelaide. Now, I did Adelaide to win by 30, not 90. I've still got that 93 from Swans defeat. It was actually a fairly close game. Surprisingly, 10% of people went for Hawthorn, 90% went for the Crows. And actually, it was a closer game than I predicted. Some people got close. Yeah, some people got close there for the scoreline. But 90% got it right. Crows did win and they keep up some decent form. They're up into 5th at the moment, so fair play to them. Then Carlton versus St Kilda. St Kilda have also kept up good form. I'm not going for Carlton anymore because they are too sporadic. I just can't rely on them scoring goals. I did St Kilda to win by 6. I thought it'd be a close game. Actually, St Kilda won by 22. 66% of people got that right. A few people got close on the scoreline as well. Next up, a lot of people got this right as well, but it was still a bottom of the table-ish, a lower of the table sort of contest between Gold Coast and North. I did Gold Coast to win by 10. I thought it'd be a close game. It wasn't very close. Gold Coast won by 43. So well done for the 64% that voted Gold Coast. Then on Monday, we had Melbourne versus Richmond. I did okay. 95% granted. 95% of people went for Melbourne. And that was certainly right to do. Richmond are not having a good one. A lot of people predicted them to do well at the start of the season, and they were certainly wrong on that. Melbourne won by 18. I was 2 off, so I get the point for the win and the point for a close score. Good. Yeah, not bad. Then, the last game, which took place on Anzac Day, Collingwood, Essendon. This was a game where it could have gone either way. And even during the game, at the end of the third quarter, most people thought that Collingwood were out of it. However, they had an incredible fourth quarter. They romped away with it in the end. I did Collingwood by 15. They actually won by 13. So I get the point for the win, point for the close score. Solid week that was. A quick rundown on how people have done. There isn't a lot of big movement this week. However, Jackson has finally been pushed off the top spot by the player of the week, Ragnarokex. He has had an absolute blinder. I say he, it might be a she. Gone up 7 places, had an absolute cracker. Jackson is down 1. Aussie TV is down 1 as well. The biggest mover I can see there is shots fired, gone up 29. Let's see where I'm sitting. I know where I'm sitting. Cow's done well as well. He's up 17. I have gone up 5 places. 5 places, sitting in 30th spot. Let's see who gets the wooden spoon this week. We've got... oh my word. We've got 2 wooden spoons this week. This shows how well people have done. If you've had a bad week, you have plummeted. Methodical Flamethrower down 52 places. Oh my word, that is bad. Down 52. Nabtab, he had done well in previous weeks. He's gone down to 43, and the other wooden spoon goes to Bonnaroo. Ouch. That is painful to see. On to round 7. The first game is on Friday the 28th. It is at the Marvel Stadium. St Kilda versus Port. Both teams once again on really, really good form. This is such a tough one. I may go off course slightly. Saints are massive favourites, 1.47. What's that? 9-4, something like that. Port are 2.55. Port are not the favourites to win this. However, they have been scoring fairly well. I'm going to mix it up a little bit. People may think you're an idiot for doing this, considering Saints are top. Oh, no. Do I? No. No, I take that back. I'm going to go Saint. Do I? I've just got a feeling that Port are doing well. I'm going to go with it. Screw it. If it messes me up, it may be a good thing because no one else will go for it. I'm going to do Port by 6. That may be a complete mistake. It may be a complete mistake. I've just got a gut feeling, which may be completely wrong. But I'm going for Port by 6. Oh, God, that could really backfire. At the Gabba, Brisbane versus Dockers. Well, Dockers are not getting my vote anymore. How bad are their odds at the moment? That's how badly they've been playing. Brisbane are going to have a big win. Brisbane by 40. They're at the Gabba. It's at the home ground. Dockers are playing pretty awful at the moment. They are scraping wins if they are getting them. Brisbane are starting to find form in their last 3 games. Fremantle are not winning that. I hope. Brisbane win. Next up, we are finally back at the Sydney Cricket Ground. Sydney are at home. It is the Sydney Derby. Oh, God, that's far too early for me to get up and watch, unluckily for me. Sydney got to win this. They've got to win this. They've got to bounce back. You know, their form has been up and down over the last, 4 or 5 games. But I have to go for my team. I have to go for my Bloods. Sydney are going to get a decent win by 30. GWS aren't that great. They're not that good. Sydney by 30. Please, Longmire, sort it out, mate. Sort it out. That's all I'm going to say. Back to the Marvel. Western Bulldogs versus Hawthorn. Now, Hawthorn have been awful. They are bottom of the league. There is no reason why they should be winning this. No reason at all. Western Bulldogs, they're slowly starting to up their game. In the last 4, they've won 3 out of 4. I can only back them. I can only back the Bulldogs because of how bad. I'm going to do it by 30. I'm going 30. I was tempted for 20, but actually I think they should, with the way Hawthorn are playing. They should blow them out of the water, really. At the MCG, Melbourne versus North Melbourne. Once again, they can only... Oh my God, 8. 8 for the bookies are given that. That is painful. It's not even worth putting anything on Melbourne or Western Bulldogs, or teams like that. That's not even worth putting money. You put on a quid and you get 5p back, or 5 cents back. That's ridiculous. Anyway, Melbourne are going to smash them. I'm going to go 50. I'm going 50. That is huge. I'm going for a 50. North started off well and have gone up and whoosh. It's like they've fallen out of a plane without a parachute. At the Optus, West Coast are facing Carlton. Carlton have lost their last 2. It is at West Coast's home ground, the Optus. But will they beat Carlton? Now, Carlton frustrate me, but they do enough most of the time. They will. I predict they will do enough to get into the top 8. So I know West Coast are at home, but I'm going Carlton by 10. Not a lot, but by 10. They should scrape through at least. Next up on Sunday the 30th, Essendon versus Geelong. Now, don't get me wrong, Essendon lost the last game, but I don't think they played that badly, except in the last quarter. Granted, the handling wasn't great, but generally the play was pretty good. Geelong have now found it, right? They've now shot from bottom to 9th in 2 games, or maybe 3 games, and they've started really picking it up. It's at the MCG, home game for both teams. I think Geelong are going to continue their form. I'm going to go Geelong by 30. 30. It might not be 30. I think the problem is the way Sydney Swans played last week. It makes Geelong look better than they are. And that's not me saying Geelong are bad, but Sydney were awful. So there we go. Then at the Marvel again, Richmond versus Gold Coast. It's just a mess, right? Both teams are playing piss poor, to put it bluntly. But it is in Melbourne. Richmond, it's their sort of ground. Gold Coast have come in a bit of a distance. I just got to go with home performance on this one. I don't think there's anything else to suggest any other reason not to go for Richmond. I'm going to go Richmond by 20. Richmond by 20. Last game of the week is Adelaide Crows versus Collingwood. Both of them on a really, really good form. Adelaide are 4 games in a row win. Collingwood have only lost 1 game this season, so they are having a blinder. It is in Adelaide. This is a real tough one, actually. I think this is possibly the toughest of the week. Again, seems to be that last game. Because it's home game, they're on good form. I know Collingwood are as well. And Collingwood will probably end up winning this, but I'm going for the home team. I'm going to do Crows by 10. I don't think it would be a big win if they do win, but I think home advantage, Adelaide Crows. And there it is. Port by 6, Brisbane by 40, Swans by 30. We've got to turn it round. Bulldogs by 30. A big win by Melbourne by 50. Carlton by 10. Geelong by 30. Richmond by 20. And Adelaide by 10. Look, there's a few games that I think actually I could be completely wrong. So, for example, St Kilda could beat Adelaide. Port Adelaide, sorry. You've got Adelaide Crows could actually lose to Collingwood. Those 2 games, I think especially, are the 2 games that I think could go the other way. But I'm going on a sort of a gut instinct. Could be completely wrong. But we will see. There are my picks. Let me know how you guys are doing in the comments down below and how you're doing in the table of our competition. Make sure you like and subscribe if you want to support the channel. Make sure you buy some merchandise. I've got some AFL merchandise down there. Become a member or buy me a coffee. Thank you very much, and I will catch you next time.